Imagine coming to a new country and you're trying to tell the people how to live. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's happening and people are pretending it's not. They left their home for freedom, but now they are trying to control everything. You won't believe why. This right here is exactly why a lot of them don't want to go back to, but they won't admit it. They won't say this is the reason we left in the first place. Instead, they pretend it doesn't matter. And then when people tell them to go back to their place, they will refuse and say, why would they? Because deep down, they know exactly why they left. Imagine coming into a country and then trying to dictate how people there should live their lives. It's absurd. I'm going to let you watch this clip that I've put together for you, and I'll be back with more commentaries. But before then, my name is Faith, and you're welcome back to Chat with Faith. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you found this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a conversation. As always, credit goes to the original creators for every single clip used in this episode. This video is for educational purpose and awareness. It is not meant to hate or discriminate against anyone. The goal is to discuss real challenges and perspective openly and respectfully. We've got more clips and conversation coming your way, so stay tuned. Let's chat.
A Somali man from Ohio claims America will become an Islamic state and says Trump should be told. Listen to what he has to say.
Islam's coming to America.
Islam's coming to America?
Yes, it's coming.
Wait, is this going to be
one day America will become a Muslim state, a Muslim country.
Really?
Tell Trump.
That's never going to happen.
Yes, it will
That's
happen.
never going to happen.
God is powerful.
It's never going to happen.
God is powerful.
Is that what everybody here wants? You want to see
That's what we are. Our goal is to make America Islam.
Really?
Islamic state. Yes.
Look.
God is powerful.
It's never going to happen.
You control the heart of Americans. God guides whom He wills.
Over my dead.
Many Americans are disturbed. A country built on Christian heritage opens its doors, feeds you, protects you, and then you openly talk about taking control, imposing your religion, and reshaping the nation that helped you. That crosses a line. What makes it worse? When people raise these concerns, supporters rush in saying it's fake or AI, even when it's real. Add reports of fraud in some communities, and trust is shaken. Protection does not mean entitlement or dominance. America must act fast. Europe must act fast. Are governments responding quickly enough or waiting until it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. During an interview, some Somalians living in Minnesota said they prefer Sharia law over American law. This has caused some Americans to express concerns about the difference in legal preferences.
Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Now this is where it gets interesting. She was asked whether it is right to punish someone who insults Prophet Muhammad. Listen carefully to what she said.
He can make his daughter marry somebody.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He has the authority, you know?
The authority to do that.
Yeah, to do that, yeah.
So here, how young do you think it's okay?
Yeah, 15.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she is just, she had the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't pick up the prophet, you know?
Now, this is why some Americans were not happy with the statement they made. People feel that if you're living in someone else's country, a country that welcomed you, offered you safety, freedom, and opportunities, then it's expected that you follow that country's laws. That's what some Americans find frustrating. They believe that while everyone should be free to practice their beliefs, the laws of the land should still apply. Others have a calmer view. They say this doesn't need to cause conflict. If someone feels that American law doesn't align with their beliefs, then perhaps the best thing is to live in their home country, in this case, Somalia, where they can practice Sharia law peacefully, without interfering with anyone else. So here's the question for you. Do you think people should be allowed to follow Sharia law in the community where they live, or should they follow the laws of the country they're living in? This is for educational purposes. Note hate. Every opinion is accepted.
Who wants Sharia law? The Muslims say me. Who wants to live in Iraq? Not me. Who hates America? All the Muslims put their hand up. Who wants to live in America? Me. You left your Muslim country under Sharia law to move to a Christian country. Only they want to bring the Muslim rulership and Sharia law back into the country. Only they want to bring the laws that destroyed your country into the country that's whole, prosperous, and blessed. If Allah and Sharia is so great, go live under the blessing of Almighty Allah. But for some reason, they want to live under the blessing, prosperity of the Almighty God of the Bible. For some reason, they always want to live in a Christian nation. Why? Christ is King. They like the blessing of the God of the Bible, but they don't like the God of the Bible. They like the blessing, the fruit, the results of Christianity, but they hate Christianity. The reason our nation is blessed is not because of our geographical location. The reason our nation is blessed is because of our spiritual condition. Psalm 33 says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord.
This man relocated from Somalia, where they have their Sharia law, where he had the Sharia law that he loved so much. He relocated to the US, where they have their own culture and practices, and started agitating that the Sharia law should be implemented and imposed on the people of the US. And the US government said, we are not having it. They picked him up and gave him a free ticket. Yes, back to Somalia. They deported him. And now he's agitating. He's crying that jihadists are after his life. Excuse me. You think you are Muslim enough because you pray 5 times a day? By the time jihadists take over the government of that country that you are, you will realize that you can never ever be Muslim enough. Go and ask those in Afghanistan. Go and ask those in Syria why they ran away to go to another country to now go and be agitating for the same madness that they ran away from. It is because they know that it can never be as bad as they had it in the country that they ran away from. So that is it. So kudos to the US government. Any other person that wants Sharia law should go back to the country where they had it. You cannot go to a Western country and go and be agitating for the same madness that you ran away from in the country that you ran to. So kudos to the US government. I hope other Western states or Western countries would do the same thing. Anybody that is affiliated with anything Sharia, whatever agitation, they should just carry the person, bundle him, preferably with handcuff. They should send the person back to the country where he ran away from.
Just super quickly, would you all support Sharia law coming to America?
Oh, are you recording?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, America is a country not founded on Sharia law, and bringing that into America is a very difficult process, and I don't think it would fit in. America is all types of ethnicities and cultures, and putting in Sharia law just projects America into one category, which is not what American freedom is about.
Yeah, she's right. Why did she get a lot of hate for this? What? Right? Sharia law is a religious law, right? And America was built on separating religion from the government. Hello? America is plural. You got Muslims, atheists, Sikhs, Christians, Jews, Mormons. They're all under one government law, protecting each of their beliefs. Hello? Right? So if you enforce one religious law onto everybody, yeah, you erase everyone else. Sheesh. Let's not do that. So bringing a Sharia law, a Christian law, a Jewish law, any religious law into the government, yeah, it breaks that whole system of freedom of religion. Sheesh, that America's built on. That's no longer America, basically, at that point.
America, what are we doing? Watch this.
More comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And do you find most of your friends feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. If you're Muslim, yeah.
You had a choice. Would you rather live here or would you rather live in the Muslim country?
I'd rather live in a Muslim country with my people.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
I would rather live in Somalia.
I'm not Americanized. I just speak fluent, and you know what I mean? I'm articulate, and I can articulate what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? That's about it. But other than that, I mean, as far as my culture and my preferences and everything, it's still Somalia. You know?
If you prefer another country's laws over America's, and you say you prefer to live there, then why are you here? If you say you prefer Sharia law over American law, why are you in America? I promise no one's forcing you to be here. America is a country built on freedom, on rule of law, on the idea that everyone has rights that must be respected. And if you don't want to live by those rules, that's your choice. The solution isn't to come here and to ignore them or change them. Assimilation is not about erasing your culture. It's about respecting the laws, values, and freedoms that make this country what it is. And when you refuse to do that, you're not just hurting yourself, but you are taking away opportunities from people who actually want to be here. We are stronger when people come here to contribute, to respect the system, and to live by the freedoms that define us. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Sharia law is not welcome in America's legal system, and here's why. In America, the law comes from the Constitution. That is our rule book. The Constitution is what everything is based on. Sharia law, however, comes from religion. That is a totally different rule book. America says you can believe anything you want, but the laws stay separate. Sharia mixes law and belief together, and that does not match how we do things here in America. America lets you speak your mind, you can joke, you can complain, you can make memes about the government if you want. And Sharia has limits on speech, and that clashes with the American style. In the United States, men and women have the same legal rights. In Sharia, men and women can have different legal roles. That does not line up with our system either. In America, punishments go through courts, lawyers, and appeals. However, Sharia can involve physical punishments. Our Constitution would shut that down instantly. Here in America, marriage and divorce are done through civil law, and Sharia uses religious rules. Again, the systems, they don't match. This is why America has to be super careful about who we let into our country. In countries like Poland, they take this very seriously. Poland is super strict about who they let enter into their country because they want to protect their laws, as well as their culture and their way of life. Poland makes sure that people follow their system, no exceptions. And I think America and many other countries can learn from that level of caution. The bottom line is simple. The two systems, they do not fit together. America runs on freedom, individual rights, and the Constitution. Sharia law is a religious system, and it does not line up with our values. And that's why Sharia law does not fit here in America.
Watch this video carefully. A 16-year-old girl was reportedly made to marry a 75-year-old man, and she does not appear comfortable or happy in the situation. Honestly, I feel so bad and confused anytime I see stuff like this. A 16-year-old girl is being forced into marrying a 75-year-old man. It's clear from her reactions that she does not want this. She is crying, refusing, and showing distress. Nobody should be forced to do something against their will. This statement was made during Stacey Dooley's investigation in 2012, and it remains deeply unsettling. In the discussion, the man argued that respect for the law depends entirely on whether that law is Sharia. If the law of the land is Islamic, he said, it should be followed. If it is not, then obedience is no longer required.
What's the solution? If Muslim people are in the wrong and they are committing crimes, no one's above the law.
If the law of the land is Islamic, we respect the law of the land.
What if it's not Islamic?
If it's not Islamic, then the law of the land and those who make it can go to hell, quite honestly. Because
it's not religion itself, but what this position implies. Laws exist to govern people of different beliefs under a shared system. When someone says they only respect the law, if it aligns with their own religious views, they are rejecting the basic principle that allows diverse societies to function.
Allah said in the Quran, in chapter 33, verse 1, He said, O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Is David Cameron a Muslim or a disbeliever? Guys,
I can't speak on Cameron,
so you can't obey him. So he can go to hell, as well as all of the other leaders.
What makes this more concerning is that this was said over a decade ago. It was documented in 2012, openly discussed, and widely seen. Yet when we ask what has changed since then, the answer is simple: very little. The same arguments still appear, and the same tensions remain unresolved. Living in someone else's country, while benefiting from its protection and freedoms, yet openly questioning the legitimacy of its laws, shows a lack of respect for the society itself. Respecting the law of the land is not about abandoning faith. It is about accepting the rules that make peaceful coexistence possible. What was said in 2012 was not just controversial, it was a warning. And ignoring it has not made the issue disappear.
So here is the reality. A lot of people left their home countries for a reason, but they refuse to admit it. They won't say it. Yeah, that's why they left. Instead, they pretend it doesn't matter. And now some of them are acting like they can dictate how people live in their new country. Imagine moving somewhere and then expecting everyone else to change for you. It sounds crazy, but that's exactly what's happening. Some have been in the new country for years, even decades. Yet they haven't taken time to learn the language, adapt the culture, or respect the law. Instead, they insist on bringing their own tradition and expect others to accommodate them. And when things don't go their way, they complain or even say they would rather go back, which deep down we know isn't true. This behavior has consequences. People are losing opportunities, facing deportation, and demanding their own communities because they refuse to assimilate. Some have been involved in scam, misusing programs like TPS, or even ignoring basic rules, and is catching up with them now. The law isn't just a suggestion, and living in someone else's country comes with responsibility, whether you like it or not. Black Americans have been saying this for years. You cannot benefit from what we have built, enjoy the freedom and platform we have fought for, and then act is yours to control. The same implies to everyone moving into a new country. Respect the culture, respect the people, and most importantly, understand that just because you arrive doesn't mean you can rewrite someone else's story. So, as we've seen in this video, some people refuse to take accountability. They refuse to adapt. And the truth is, you cannot demand something that isn't yours. You cannot come into a country, take advantage of the system, and then force others to change who they are in order to suit you. That's not just unfair, it's unsustainable. At the end of the day, it's about responsibility, respect, and understanding your place in the new community. If you live somewhere, you must honor it, not try to remake it. And if you don't want to do that, then maybe it's time to reconsider your choice. All right, guys, that's my take on this. If you found this insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next breakdown. See you in my next video.